I don't even know what day we're on, dude. I think it's day 13 or 12. I'll probably check my YouTube. Let's see if yesterday even fucking uploaded. Yesterday did not upload. That is not good. I don't know what ended up happening, but it's literally saying it's literally uploading right now. Standard definition. Boy, did we upload or not, bro? Oh my god. Did we upload or not? So we're on day 13 now. Yeah, we uploaded. Day 13 of back test. Today I'll do 1 hour. I'm going to sacrifice a few hours of sleep to actually back test with you guys. That being said, let's just go straight into the proverb. I do not want to waste any time. I literally just started blantering on my Instagram about how lonely this journey to the actual success in trading is, dude. I was really walking home and I kind of just started getting really emotional because I just realized, I don't know, man. I just feel very, very doubtful sometimes. I don't even know if it's doubt. I just feel anxiety. I don't even know if it's anxiety. I don't know what it is I feel. It's not sadness. It's just, where am I? I mean, that's the best way I could explain how I feel right now. Where am I exactly in this journey? Even if I see I'm only 29% done, or like even 19%, the only way I would say, okay, I'm done trading is if I'm 1% of the way to my success, dude. Because that means that would literally mean that for 90 years I'm going to be trading, dude, obviously. If I'm 29% of the way done, or at least 20% of the way done, that's 4 more years. That would really scare me. That would make me speed up this process of locking in, hopefully having it faster, right? I mean, I'm pretty much as locked in, I would say, dude, all I think about is trading, dude, honestly. When I'm with my girlfriend, that's the only time I really get to be able to take away this mindset of trading, or when I'm at the gym. Even when I'm with my friends, I'm still thinking about trading, dude. That's why I love being with my girlfriend so much because, I just get to stop thinking about trading for a while. But even then, the thoughts still come of just trading, trading, trading. When I'm at the gym, that's mainly the only time I really feel like I'm away from trading because I'm trying to focus on having such a good workout. But still, trading comes in. There's not a single damn moment of my life that I do not forget about trading. It's in my mind 24/7, and I'm always thinking about different things like, oh my God, different perspectives of taking a trade that I took that was a loss. I'll be like, why did that happen? And I start thinking about just who I am in this space, right? What I like to say is you're no more than just a grain of sand in this idea of who you really are when it comes to this world of trading, dude. You're no more than a grain of sand in the desert. That being said, enough yap. Proverbs 16. Let's see here. Let's actually talk about, let's see, Proverbs 16:9. I wrote down this one. I think this is very important. We all see this idea of a result towards the very end of our plan A, this idea of success, but we forget about the small wins there, okay? We forget about what the path is actually. We only focus about what's after the path, but we completely sometimes forget about the steps towards that, sorry. We think about what's after the path, the idea of the goal. We completely forget about the actual path sometimes, okay? So Proverbs 69, in their hearts, humans plan their course, but the Lord establishes their steps, okay? What I wrote down is we all have a plan A, but God establishes our journey there, okay? We all think about what is plan A. Ideally, okay, you're aiming for financial freedom. You dream about plan A, but God is going to be, pretty much on the way humbling you, convicting you, making you fail and fail. This is what I was thinking on the way home, dude. Look, failure brings what? Repetition, right? Towards the very beginning of anything, this isn't even just trading. Towards the very beginning of trading, guess what? You're gonna fail. You're gonna fail. You're gonna fail. You're gonna fail. You're gonna keep failing, and you're gonna keep failing, and you're probably gonna get stressed out. Okay. And that idea of you being stressed out or getting emotional after failing over and over again, guess what? You're gonna realize something. Okay. If you quit from here, that's just clearly it just clearly means it's not for you. Okay. So if you're at this point right now where you failed and failed, and you know you created a repetition, you realize, okay, I'm repeating this mistake over and over again. Ideally, before you actually get consciousness and tap into that idea of realization, that failure creates repetition, okay? And then guess what? You get so emotional, you get so worked up, you get so tired and depressed of the same thing over and over again. Your mind is just going to realize that you're making errors, okay? That is why I say failure creates repetition, repetition creates realization, okay? Once you realize what your errors are, this is where I feel like I'm stuck at some point, okay? Hopefully I'm past this already. But I feel like maybe I got stuck at this at some point. If not, I already am stuck at this point. Yes, you're closer to success, but What happens after realization? Action. Okay. A lot of people indulge in something else. They realize, okay, I'm wrong. Maybe this is going to work out for me. Or they realize, okay, this strategy is not working for me. Or this is happening over and over again. Right? They don't adapt. Okay. They don't adapt to what, God's trying to tell them in a way. Okay. So in a way, it's like, for me, example, right? We're back to this strategy that I had created that we're currently seeing a good amount of profitability from, right? I'm gonna stick to this no matter how fucking bad the profitability rate is, okay? We're just gonna continue adapting and maybe perfecting this as possibly far as I can with the 1 minute, okay? But a lot of people, like me especially, I was like, you know what, dude, this strategy is not working for me, okay? Especially you guys saw that on the day one of me back testing until I'm profitable. That's exactly what you guys saw, dude. You guys saw me literally trading other strategies because guess what? After I realized I was wrong with the strategy, or after I realized not, it was honestly my fault, okay? Was it really my fault? Yeah, it was low key my fault, okay? Because around 8 months into this trading era, I was already supposed to be done with this 1 minute back testing, whatever the fuck. But guess what? I remember literally around, I'd say maybe around January of 2025. Wow, like 7 months ago. 7 to 6 or 5 months ago. I was in my library, right? I was studying, and I told myself, I'm going to do this when I get home because I finished my 5 minute back testing all over the data, right? I'm going to get home. I'm going to back test the 1 minute and the 5 minute combined. I'm going to see what this is telling me, okay? But guess what I did? I went to another strategy, okay? Because yeah, I saw profitability, but I blew up an account. Clearly, this strategy is not working for me, okay? I realized that this strategy was not working for me, and that's the false lie. It's not the strategy, it was me. I wasn't following the rules that I had placed, okay? So now I have even more realization. It was not the strategy's fault. It's my fault. Now I need to act. Okay. Now I need to act upon that. I need to act upon that. But guess what I ended up doing literally like 2 or 3 months later? More strategies came into play. I started looking at more higher win rate strategies that people have online. It's a big world that you're going to get lost in. Okay. It's a huge, big world that you're going to get lost in. But we're back here. We're back at where I had left off, ideally, in the path to profitability, to success. Okay. I realized I'm going to stick to what I said. We're going to go off from here. Okay. This is my accountability. This is my saying to my accountability. We're going to go off from here. Okay. From here, all it is just act. And after action comes success. Okay. This is where it's not as hard, but we need to really just lock in with our mentality, our psychology, sticking to our rules. It's not as hard as getting over the previous phase, but hopefully, I think it's harder sticking to this phase than it is to get over this one right here, okay? That being said, let's just go in and pray for you guys, all right? That being said, in the Father name and the Son and the Holy Spirit, amen. Lord Father, I want to thank you for being able to keep this viewer safe, Lord Father. I want to thank you for allowing them to open their eyes again, Father. I want to thank you for allowing them to breathe, Lord Father, as we know every next breath is every next opportunity coming up for us, Lord Father. Every moment, every time, every bit of fruit you give us, Father, to indulge in, we must use that. We must not let it rot away, Lord Father. We must use that time that we have as free space, as a opportunity to continue chasing success, Father, as we know this fruit will rot eventually and it will not be here forever. So we must take advantage of every fruit you give us, Lord Father. Forgive us for our sins, forgive us for our wrongdoing, forgive us for disobeying your laws, Father, as we are attempting to become righteous men, Lord Father, as I am at least, Lord Father, okay? And I hope this person watching, whoever it could be, is either going to become the most righteous or the most righteous woman or the most righteous man. I don't know who they are. I don't know what type of battles they're going through. I don't know what they doubt themselves in. I don't know what they feel like right now, Lord Father. But whatever it is, if it's negative, Lord Father, I ask you relieve them from their pain, Lord Father. I ask you convict them, Father. I ask you make them feel this pain. Make them feel this pain so they realize they're scathed away from their old skin. They're scathed away from their old being, Lord Father. And I ask you, allow them to feel this pain. Allow them to see themselves, Lord Father. Allow them to see their errors, Lord Father. Allow them to see who they really are in the eyes of reality so they could work upon that. Even though it would be painful, even though it's going to feel like hell, Lord Father, I know it's going to do them more good than it is going to be staying the same person they were before, Lord Father, as I was at one point, Lord Father. That being said, Father, I want to thank you for keeping the circle safe of the viewers, keeping my circle safe, Father. And we're going to go straight into it, Lord Father. We're going to let this backtesting session be fruitful, and please allow us to continue being delusional and ambitious and just ideally looking towards success while being righteous, Father. Seek your kingdom first, and everything else will come first, Lord Father. Everything will come after. That being said, thank you for the hands to continue praying. Father, name, and the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Amen. All right, let's get straight into this. I do not have a lot of time. I need to upload these videos. So right off the bat, I think I could already tell you I did take a short off this on the 1 minute. We pretty much, let's see here. Yeah, so I had ideally wanted to hold this trade mainly because guess what? Well, we have two presented for value gaps here. We have the first presented for value gap, then we have the second presented for value gap, aka guess what? The most limit orders are resting here is going to be right here, okay? This is where we'll likely catch a reaction. Ideally, what we're most likely to react off more is going to be this first presented for value gap, okay? Because when this for value gap was presented, retail traders are likely just putting their limit order or they're just entering off this right here, right? Or just off the rejection or anything like that, right? So this has a lot of liquidity compared to this one, okay? This is the first presented for value gap. There's lots of more limit orders sitting here than compared to this, okay? That being said, we took a short. I think we took a W. I think I screenshotted already. I'm not too sure. I don't think I did. No, it looks like I was too tired. But this is simple, February 14th. Yeah, so I'm not sure if that makes sense, but first presented any confluence, any PD array, order block, anything like that, especially if they're stacked, okay? The reason why I consider this stacked is because it's in one move up, okay? If it was a move up and then move down and then another fair value gap, I would not consider that stacked. That would just be completely different. I already got the 1 minute. Why am I trying to screenshot again? All right. So yeah, I don't know if that makes any sense. Hopefully, obviously, this is right. I mean, it's to me, it's kind of logical in a way. You know, whatever appears first is what we're going to see price react off, or at least traders react off the most. You know, I mean, it's pretty simple logic. It's like seeing. Let me try thinking of how I could compare this. It's like seeing an ice cream truck, right? And this ice cream truck has somewhat melted ice cream, but we don't know if there's going to be a second ice cream truck that has completely frozen ice cream, right? No. I'm sorry. That's not a good comparison. Let's say we have an ice cream truck, right? We have an ice cream truck, and oh my god, I just deleted something I don't want to delete. I could tell I did not want to delete that. We have an ice cream truck, right? And this ice cream truck, pretty much, just gonna have to do this for now. Oh, look at Sam, guys. We have an ice cream truck come in, and he's dropping off the ice cream. But the thing is, his ice cream is very, very, it's very cold. Then we have a second ice cream truck come, and his ice cream truck is like already popped a tire. It's kind of, you could tell it's like pretty melted ice cream and everything like that. You get me? What is likely going to be what kids go to the most? Okay, the first ice cream truck. It's pretty obvious. Okay, they're the same thing, just one is likely to attract more than the other. If that makes any sense. I don't think that made sense. I'm pretty dumb at explaining things. Let me just make sure this is the 5 minute. Yes. Guys, I'm excited for Monday. Mr. Tyler Creator is dropping his album. So best believe I'm not going to buy an account unless someone tips me like $30 tomorrow at work because I'm pretty broke. Me and my girlfriend went to I got really humbled today. By God, dude, that was humbling. But hopefully I get my job soon because I literally had my girlfriend pay for dinner tonight. And honestly, I love her so much. I mean, I just feel fucking regretful, man. Oh, I'm not gonna get emotional. Fuck that shit, dude. I'm not getting emotional right now. Oh, that's the 5 minute. I'm not gonna get emotional. 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 Oh, where's the 1 minute, bro? Come on, stop playing with me right now. Not right now, bro. Where's the 1 minute, bro? Are we serious? Are we serious? I swear I took a screenshot. Dude. Alright, yeah. So that's that confluence there. We're just gonna screenshot this right here. Upload that to there. I just find it hilarious how I thought it was going to happen in 6 months, dude. I really thought I was going to be thriving by now. I really thought I was going to literally be in a BMW, MA competition, all these other shenanigans. Obviously, I was humbled. Obviously, Plan A does not go to according to plan anytime. Don't give up on Plan A. A lot of people say have Plan B. Okay, have Plan B just in case the Plan A doesn't work. I don't believe in that shit, dude. That shit's stupid. Respectfully, I'm not saying the person that said it is stupid. I'm saying the idea is dumb. Okay, because guess what? You're going to start giving 50% here and 50% there. And then you might even see that, okay, Plan A isn't as safe as Plan B is. Plan B is more safer. It's not what I want, but it's ideally more safer. And guess what? You're going to give up on Plan A because guess what? It brings more security to you and you feel better trying to chase something that feels more secure. Take risk, bro. Take fucking risk. If you don't take risk, you're not going to get a big reward, all right? And if you think taking it the safe route is going to be, I mean, fuck it. If it makes you happy, if what taking the safe route is makes you happy, I'd say why not? All right, so right here, let's lock in. We just inverse this for. Oh no, that's not even a fair value gap. We did just inverse this for value gap though, so we are pretty strong in bearish order flow. We do have this PD array up here. I'm not liking how it is in my take profit zone. We could likely see price reject off this. Not a long I would take. I already took my first trade, and this is a inside structure pattern. But the reason why I would want to take this trade is we do see on the 5-minute we are currently uptrending. I don't want to use any higher time frames besides the 5-minute and only the 1 minute as low time frame, quote unquote. I know 5-minute and 1 minute are considered low time frame, but as of right now, I only want to consider these two, the low time frames and everything like that. But that being said, let's see here. Sorry, I'm just checking my messages real quick. 1 second. Anyways, that being said. Yeah, so pretty much right here, I would say this is a first presented for value gap. We do have this other PD array up here. So price will likely reject off this depending on how we see price move after that, all right? We did inverse this for value gap with this move down. So we are completely in bearish order flow, meaning I would not ideally want to take this trade if we were trading in structure, but let's see what price does. Looks like we're pushing back in, and then we reject, and we would have been stopped out. Cool. And it looks like we did push into that IFEG. Look, we pushed right into that IFEG. Yeah, so ideally this was not a smart trade to take, right? We inverse this IFEG on the 1 minute. After that, is it the first presented IFEG? No, it's not the first presented IFEG. This would be it's like, look, this is the first presented for value gap, second presented for value gap, but the first IFEG is right here. And we did already kind of react off it, so we're just kind of reacting off this, right? Price pushed in, and then we see price reject towards our stop loss. So regardless, this is not a trade I would not want to take this trade. Too many PD arrays blocking my way. And we might see price just push up right now. So then you are presented with this bullish flag into a fair value gap. Oh, you know what, guys? I actually would feel confident about taking this trade on the 5-minute structure. This is a uptrend. We are inside structure, but like I've said, these are the only trades I like to take inside structure, mainly because a bullish flag under fair value gap is very, very profitable. It just clearly means we have a lot of buy orders wanting to actually invalidate, if not just reject off this fair value gap. But obviously, I don't want to take this trade, mainly because, well, I already took my first trade, and let's say hypothetically, if I didn't take my first trade, I would most likely take this trade right here. I would most likely take this trade. We swept out this high. We didn't really react as I wanted to see a reaction. Oh, you know what? Actually, fuck that. No, fuck that. No, fuck that trade. If this is, what is this? Yeah, no, it's way too risky. I could see why it would not work right now. I'm letting you know right now, I could see literally why this will not work out at all. So we're tapping into the equilibrium, aka the encroachment of this fair value gap, or this IFEG at least, right? Oh my god, I got D1 Gambler. What up, homie? Yeah. Which one? The one from, bro, I was so tired, bro. Hold on, let me. I'm literally recording one right now. Hold on. Sorry about that, guys. You guys can blame Alan, but Alan is gonna be my testimony that I was actually back testing while I was on call with him. We're just gonna go for 30 more minutes because then I gotta read my Proverbs and I'm gonna go to sleep at 1. Yada yada yada. This and that. All these other shenanigans, right? Right off the bat, what do we have going on here, my friends? Well, a break of structure to the downside, a high placed up here that has not been swept, good amount of consolidation. Looks like there wasn't really any manipulation. Well, we manipulated down here, I guess you could say that. We took out these lows down here and completely manipulated and distributed a little bit higher, but then we completely just do the complete opposite afterwards. Anyways, we have 5:30 news and just some President Trump speaking, but honestly, I'm tired of that man opening his mouth. But I don't really care. Right off the bat, we don't even care what price is doing unless we see a certain PA pattern we're looking for. By the way, we have a PD array. Okay, then we have a break of structure. Is this a potential long? Yes, it is. Am I going to take it? Yes, I am. I have this PD array, okay? So I would take this trade. I have this PD array up here I want to pay attention to, okay? We just broke structure. Although we don't have a potential for value gap being made, I'm honestly eyeing out more this PD array that I expect price to push back into, okay? If we have a PD array up here, this would be even more confluence, okay? We do have a potential for value gap. We're just sweeping out this area of liquidity. Possibly where would I hold if I really wanted to hold for that long? I only want to go 10 ticks, but where would I hold is going to be up this at this high right here. So I know price probably wants to rebalance this whole move up. We do have accumulation. I'm hoping this is manipulation. But that being said, let's go to long this shit. For contract. Oh, you know what? My friend actually just put me on some shit today. I don't know why it says for position size. What the fuck? No. Oh, now you want to journal this shit. All right, reason for trade. On the 5-minute, we see a bullish candle going towards this upside, okay? We want to push into this PD array. I'm expecting price to likely want to push back or just rebalance this PD array. On the 1-minute, we see price just swept out these lows. If we see higher time frame, looks like we just swept out this previous day low as well. I'm hoping it was actually not too long ago that we swept that. And we also have this other low we just tapped into. Okay, so yeah, I think I like this trade. I'm going to go ahead and take it regardless. Why would this trade not go in my favor? That's a great question. Let's just see what happens regardless. I mean, I honestly can't really find enough reasons to why I think this trade really wouldn't go in my favor. I think it's a really solid trade. I think price likely wants to tap back into these PD arrays. There you go, take profit. Let's see here. And it's going to be there. So maybe we're not going to push higher, but maybe price just wants to fill this imbalance. Who knows, right? Let's see what price does here. Just going to go there. Do we ever tap back into these? I mean, I think it's pretty prominent. Okay, we would have been stopped out. So we actually, I would say we did kind of get pretty lucky. I do want to note out this imbalance. We only pushed this imbalance and proceeded lower. That could be a confluence to where price will likely push the highest the most. I was kind of expecting price to push up to this area. So now that we've made this low, that's where if we would still be in this trade, and this wasn't as volatile, I'd probably go break even. Let's see what price does after this. Oh, you know what? Actually, chill out here. Oops. Not even a tradable candle. Whatever. Took my trade. Called it a W. That is it right there, my friends. Not the most volatile or the most beautiful trade. I mean, what I would consider a beautiful trade is if we literally went the direction that I had predicted, but what is this? A break of structure to the same side and a reason to why price will likely want to tap back into a P array. 5-minute and the 1-minute. Screenshotted that right there. Oh, dude. Oh my god, I just remembered. Sometimes my video literally stops recording. Oh, we got Sam with his cheeks out again. Sometimes my video literally stops recording and I literally lose everything, and that just makes me so upset. File upload, and then let's just go all the way down here. Damn, so many files already. Screenshot this, screenshot that. It's already July 20, guys. July 20. Hopefully these next few last months I'm able to just, well, me and God are able to just pull and just negotiate a huge deal of, no, that sounds bad. I'm hoping I'm able to just put in a lot of work, okay? So my goals at the end of this year are not expected, but due, if that makes any sense. Copy that link right there. Gonna go here and then just do that right there. There we go. And what time did we take this trade? This trade was executed at 6:45, so literally 15 minutes into market open and you're done for the day, which is cool. 6:45, we have a W, a win, and this is what day? This is Tuesday 18, so this is 2/18/25, 2/25. I'm still kind of upset about this trade. If I knew the logic behind this would have been a win and we would barely have any losses right now, but it is what it is. I just got to get over it. I can't stay on that forever. All right, let's continue. So right here, what are we seeing? Let me just see if she's texting me. I am 41 and I can only wish to be here. Whoa, 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 whoa. What's going on? I'm getting so many replies from Hold on, guys. I gotta read this. Am I too delusional? Am I too worked up with this? I don't know, man. At this point, I'm just going full throttle, regardless of what life throws at me. I've lost too much to even care about what's going to be taken next. I'm just kidding. I regret that. I do not want to say that. I have way too many things that I value from the bottom of my heart. All right, let's continue. Right here, what do we see price is doing? Are we respecting the PD array? Yeah, you would not likely want to take that short. Why? I think this would be better of a long. We're tapping into the equilibrium, the 50% encroachment. We're seeing a lot of buying power. Let's see if it got completely absorbed. And it looks like there's a good solid amount. Is it going to hold, though? It held. So it looks like it would be the other way around. Let's see. Do we hit 10? I don't think it's going to hold forever, to be honest. I know we're likely going to push back down to fill this fair value. Yeah, we're likely going to fill here. There you go. So like I said, when we close inside a fair value gap, it is very likely to, that we're going to actually end up filling it. We did respect the 50% encroachment, meaning there is going to be a solid bullish reaction. We saw that solid bullish reaction. Liquidity was absorbed. Buying orders were absorbed. Looks like sellers overtook as soon as that was pretty much gone, and we completely ran through. Yeah, that's that. All right, cool. We have now a break of structure with a untouched PD array up there. This is again the same model I would end up taking. If we have a sweep of major liquidity, that would be the best suitable option right there. It looks like we do have this New York low down here. Sorry. We do have this I can't even fucking speak. New York low down here, okay? We do have that New York low down there. That being said, let's go ahead and continue with the next day. The next day. I mean the next trade. I would not take this trade. Hypothetically, it does work. Well, we swept that New York low, so that's likely my confluence to we just collected heavy liquidity. Clearly, sellers are overtaking this area, so hopefully sellers can be absorbed. I don't think it's going to hold forever. I mean, I think we'll likely push this PD array. These two PD arrays right here are the most likely to be revisited. We're likely going to reject. I think I'm going to trust that rule that, okay, we have stacked for value gaps. Let's see what price does. You would have been stopped out. But I'm more curious about where exactly price ends up pushing towards next. So right here, it looks like you face complete rejection. To be fair, we are tapping into that PD array. Price rejects, but eventually, and hopefully, price is going to do what? You know damn well what it's going to do. All right, cool. We don't have any trade. It looks like price just makes this low. Guys, I might have to just call it after this. I'm getting really tired. I'll see you right now. I'll see. Price is pushing into this PD array right here. Let's see. Rejection again. I'm pretty sure we're likely going to fill this for value gap unless some fucking news came out and it's completely bearish. It's still Tuesday, right? Yes. Okay, this is 7:10. Nothing interesting here. Yeah, there you go. So like I said, these two up here are the most likely to be respected. I would consider this, but it's just too tiny, so I would just consider these the most likely to be respected here, right? We move this to this. That's clearly the equilibrium of these two fair value gaps being completely respected. Price eventually does move back up. Okay, so better long than short, definitely. Was that what I was looking at? Yeah. I mean, honestly, you really just get stopped out by 2 ticks, so that's honestly just a shame. Can't really tell you could place your order somewhere, just let it rest, and hopefully that gets hit. No, I can't really tell you that with this trade because there's no significant area of liquidity, guys. I have a bite on my cheek, and it's just so annoying. But yeah, like I said, price likely wants to retrace to this area, and that is exactly what we see. And guess what? Price is now giving me an opportunity for possibly, not exactly, but possibly, a potential short. A potential short right here. Okay, this is a double bullish candlestick pattern. Right over here. Let's go and just move this right over here. It's 659. There we go. So it's not really getting in my way. All right, so right here, what are we seeing? Price has officially broken structure to the downside. We fully retraced to the area of break of structure. Now we do see a potential reversal pattern. That being said, if we see a PD array or a PD array up here that has not been revisited, that is likely confluence. It's going to go to the 10 right there. It's going to be that right there. There we go. So we do have a PD array. So meaning we are in a good amount of buying power. Meaning what? Price could likely reject off this PD array. We just inverse this. So we have the first presented IFEG down here, as well as the first presented fair value gap in this move up. Okay, so this is a very risky short. That's what I'm getting out of it. okay? And I also know, okay, we rejected off this PD array, but I think the most respected one is going to be this one. So ideally, I'd rather long this shit than I would short, okay? I could react off this. It's not like I'm telling you guys long it. It's going to go long. I don't know how market's going to move off the next 5 minutes, okay? But off reactions and off just data collecting, off seeing regular market structure, I'm telling you, it is very risky. Not that I know that price is not going to just completely ram through this or it's going to reject off this. Too risky. We have an IFEG, the first presented inverse for value gap, as well as the first presented for value gap of the move up, meaning we could likely reject off these two, right? And then look at this right here. We just rejected off this second PD array. This is the first. This is the first PD array. This would be where we would likely reject down here, okay? That being said, what I would like to see is rejection off here, then push down, or just rejection off here and push back up to the first presented for value gap, aka the first presented imbalance. On the 5-minute, this would be a potential reversal. Let's see what we end up seeing. Wow. Okay. So forget everything I said. I guess I'm incorrect, and Price has just decided to completely humble me and embarrass me. Now, I look into this. I can't really tell you why it went like complete short. All I could tell you is that if you took a short off this double bearish candlestick, a double bullish candlestick pattern on the 5-minute, I guess you could say the 5-minute is downtrending and the 1-minute is currently uptrending. This could just be rebalancing the entire move down. Move up. No, sorry, move down. Yeah, we completely, to be fair, I guess you could say it wasn't strong of an IPG. We clearly saw consolidation. There wasn't a clean, accumulation, manipulation, distribution setup here, meaning that this would be a clean IPG. We do see price get a little bit choppy in here. And then I do trust that for value, but a completely odd inverse, meaning you'll probably hold lower. You'll probably hold lower because we are now completely bearish in order flow. Again, you can probably hold a little bit lower. Rejection off that. That's very strong rejection. That is pretty much where you were able to hold. Very interesting. Very, very interesting. So I thought price has pretty much ended up doing the complete opposite that I had expected it to do. Very, very, very interesting. Give me 1 second. Alright, so that being said, that's that trade. I'm going to find the next trade. I'm going to call it quits. I'm going to read my Proverbs, and I'm just going to fix this little video problem I'm doing with my homies, and I'm going to go straight and just knock out, because I can tell you I'm literally knocking out right now, and I cannot knock out on my desk. So that being said, holy shit. Alright, cool. What do you see prices doing? Heavy displacement to the downside. What are we likely to expect? Price retraces to imbalance, rebalance the imbalance. Okay, nothing interesting here. Nothing I don't care about. We're currently downtrending. Who cares? We leave a high up here. New lower low is made. We swept that low previously. Then what do we see price do? Okay, well, we see price break structure, okay? Price has just broken structure to the upside, so meaning we're either due for retracement or continuing higher. We do see a large amount of fair value gaps, meaning price will likely want to retrace to one of these fair value gaps. So what we can likely see is actually price just possibly, I don't know, who cares? Wouldn't take this trade regardless. Okay, we tap into this PD array. I think this PD array down here is most likely to be respected. There you go. That's where I would say, okay, definitely long off that. There you go. There you go. That's that bearish movement, I guess. So we were talking about taking a short here. It looks like you could have actually just... Oh my god, I'm so tired. Well, let's see what price does. You'd still be in this trade on both sides. There you go. I'm pretty sure price is actually going to fill you up here. That sounds so wrong. Oh, I don't know what that does. I don't trust that. There you are. I don't know what the heck that did, but it's something, I guess. My eyes are literally struggling to be awake right now. You are formed with nothing interesting here. No, you know what, guys? I'm going to call it after this. I really can't no more. Like, I genuinely cannot. My eyes are actually starting to hurt a lot. Like, not even a weird way. And I'm not even trying to sound like I'm coping with this shit, but I genuinely, when I tell you my eyes are feeling really strange and they're starting to get really twitchy, I'd rather put a lot more quality into this work than quantity. Alright, so here is a reversal I would probably end up taking if there was a PA pattern, but there is no PA pattern. But just the idea of the model I've shown you guys several times when we break structure to the one side. and then we end up guess what? We end up breaking structure one more time. It's very likely that bullish momentum is coming towards just a area that we could say is going to be balanced out, meaning that buying order flow or bullish order flow is pretty much just coming to a near end in a way, right? It's not that it is coming to a near end, but just the amount of volatility is going to be over. It's going to be over. Okay, who cares? And there you go. That's not a trade I would take actually, but whatever, right? So we rejected off that PD array. Clearly, a large amount of buying power was seen. What the fuck? Why am I looking? Oh, there you go. Yeah, a large amount of buying power seen. Could be that we already absorbed liquidity, but how would this trade be right here? I would probably end up taking this trade. 8 a.m. I'm tired. Let's just see what price does. I would take a short off this if I could. I would not take a long. Let's see what price does here. And who cares? We end up hitting TP. Good night, guys. Stay blessed. We had a W today. Cool. I'm going to bed, dude. Well, I'm going to read my Proverbs, and then I'm going to go straight to bed, and then I'm going to fix this camera shit. Stay safe, guys. Read one verse at a time, and just go to sleep after that, guys. Good night. I love you guys. I'm sorry that this video is kind of cut short. I'm just getting really tired. Good night, guys. I got work tomorrow at 6 a.m., so good night.